What up? What up? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in with us today. You're rocking with the Enveonline Podcast. You're with your host, one half of this platform, Son of a Jones. And to my left,
his partner / #1 Def Squad fan, Azar Johnson.
Def Squad. Salute to the Def Squad, an iconic group, man, or a crew, because people say, oh, they were a crew and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Iconic, man. How's everything been? It's been a while, man.
It's been a long time.
I got a whole afro. Last time I had a fade.
Yo. Yeah, man. Yeah, it has been a while. Because you know why? Because unlike other podcasts, which we ain't saying no names, we're not directing anybody, we're just actually out in the field. Mm-hmm. We're not actually just sitting at a table and talking and doing. We're actually out there at events and showing our faces. We're people who say they're part of the culture and are the culture or not. But we'll just leave it there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Well, today I want to timestamp this because it's an important day. Mm-hmm. Today is December 4th. You got anything you want to say about this day before I start?
No, I'm gonna let you lead on this one.
So for our podcast, people who have tuned into us, they know we cover sports, we talk hip hop, we talk culture, we talk politics, and we talk about us as Black people in America. And I felt it was very important to highlight today, December 4th, because it's an important day. Today makes 56 years that an icon within our community was assassinated. Today is the assassination day of Chairman Fred Hampton Sr. from Chicago, Illinois. And I felt it was very important to highlight him on today because it makes 56 years that the Chicago PD, the FBI, whatever alphabet you want to throw out there, took out this 21-year-old. You know, you would have thought this man was 30 by the way he was moving and galvanizing and standing within our communities. He was a kid. He was 21 years old, and they was that scared of him.
That's crazy.
And did what they did on that fateful night, and not just him. I think there was somebody else in that apartment that died, according to the story and so forth. So I want to give a big rest in peace to Chairman Fred Hampton Sr. because what he stood for, it's not enough we could say in this podcast. You know, it's mountains. But before I go on, I know you're an avid reader and you research things like this. You got any words you want to say about the Chairman Fred Hampton, what he stood for?
I think that he doesn't get a lot of notoriety. I think it just goes back and brings back to light. I think he did a lot for of course, for the Panthers, who played an integral part in definitely, fighting for civil rights for people of color, especially Black and brown people, especially in today's climate where there's people that don't look like us that take advantage of those civil rights that people like Fred Hampton died for. I think Fred Hampton sometimes falls into the same category as Medgar Evers, and it's not a diss. It's like people know about Martin Luther King and civil rights, but they don't understand Medgar Evers. They don't understand his part in what he played into the civil rights. So I think with Fred Hampton, it's the same thing: the fight, the struggle, everything he represented, things that real, sincere Black revolutionary individuals are really talking about. He was about that life way beforehand, before the TV and the cameras came on.
Oh, yeah. He was taken out in 1969. So we're talking about this was right after King was assassinated in the 1960s in the Midwest. Just some light bullet points for the people who may not know. If you're younger, in your 20s, he was deputy chairman of the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party. He was also an organizer of the Rainbow Coalition, uniting Black, Latinos, and white working class groups within the Black Panther Party, the Young Lords, the Young Patriots, to fight poverty and police violence and so forth. One of the big things was he was a heavily advocate in the community for like survival skill programs. This is where you see the pictures and the articles of him and other members of the Black Panther Party waking up at 4 a.m. without any government help, feeding the children in their community. Mm-hmm. And we know where this has come from because even today, with all the resources we have, kids go hungry. So just imagine back in the 60s when there was no government programs going into poor communities, no matter your race, no matter if you was a poor white person, a poor black person, or poor Latino. Nobody was coming, giving out any type of subsidies en masse.
Correct.
So they took it upon themselves to say, hey, if we want people to listen to us and be a part of our movement, we got to feed them. We got to give them political education. We got to refer to them books. We got to stand for the rights, but mainly feed them. So that always took me aback that these young I'm gonna keep emphasizing it. What do today 21-year-olds look to do in their time?
Be on social media,
video games. And even with the activism, this no disrespect to any activists, they'll make TikTok videos.
Yeah. They
were waking up at 4 a.m. in abandoned buildings, making breakfast so kids don't starve on their way to school. And I'm not taking any shots at today's activists. I'm talking about the dedication that the Chairman Fred Hampton Sr. had to his people and to his community. It's second to none. And for that, he paid the ultimate sacrifice. So to people like him and Medgar Evers, like you referred to, gotta salute him, because I don't think we'll ever see that again.
No.
We'll never see a dedicated 19, 20, 21-year-old saying, I'm willing to stand on this until they come and get me. And then there's some iconic clips of him saying he knows he's not going to die of old age. There's the iconic clip of the Chairman Fred Hampton saying, I know I'm not going to die of old age. I know I'm not going to die of this. I know I'm going to die because X, Y, and Z. And unfortunately, that's what happened. So salute to an icon from our community who stood for us and paid the ultimate sacrifice with blood so that we could be here today, still trying to stand on his shoulders and add on to the legacy of Black Panthers such as the Chairman Fred Hampton Sr. Salute to him. Rest in peace.
Correct.
So we briefly talk hip hop. Not briefly, we discuss hip hop underground.
Correct.
So we'll touch on some underground hip hop in this segment and then go into some sports topics. This is going to be a shorter podcast, about an hour or so. Before I get into what I want to get into the next podcast, because we got something coming down the pike, which is salute the Nas and DJ Premier.
Yeah,
that 12-12. That's literally next week. I hate to do the mathematics. 12-12 means 1-2-1-2.
Right.
The pyramids, all that. You know how they be doing the mathematics on YouTube. But I think that's going to be dope for hip hop, man. And I look forward to that album. I'm about to go on Mass Appeal. Pre-order my copy. I need a vinyl. I need some CD. I need some art.
Right.
Nas is on an amazing run. Before we get into the topic I'm talking about, we're at the end of the year. When you look at all of what Nas did for this entire year, not just his album, but curating the other albums, being featured with Mass Appeal, and recently just got approval for that resort that they're building in Queens. What does this do to his status within the culture of hip hop?
It makes him, he was already a certified legend, but I think it just adds on to his catalog of his greatness. Because I think it shows not many, what I think is so, how can I put it, was what I respect so much and so in awe by what he's doing right now. If you look at the history of hip hop, when artists had labels, and let's just call it what it is, it wasn't really their label. They were just a figurehead for who really owned it, right? Long story short, Nas he kind of revolutionized, like he's revolutionizing. He's doing what artists have been yelling about, but wasn't really doing it. Long story short, he got his own label. He's pushing out the artists and the music that he wants to put out. And I think that when you look at him, Slick Rick, De La Soul,
they just released their album.
Ghostface Kill. Did you? Yeah, I've heard.
Cabin Up in the Sky.
And Sirius XM, a lot of DJs been playing their music. That's another thing. So when you look at it, I mean, De La Soul, Slick Rick, I think Big L is coming, right?
Already dropped.
Big L dropped. So
Raekwon, Ghostface.
I mean, I think when you look at it, he's revolutionizing, and not only that, just on the music front. I mean, he can't. Nobody else is doing it now. We always notice a comparison to somebody else, and I'm not even going to mention their name. But let's just say he's doing it. He's not gloating about it. He's not jumping around saying, look at me. He's putting out great music and content. the thing about it is, I think it's going to be even more respected down the line in the future when people they're not understanding it now, but down the line they will. It's kind of like a comparison to Mozart. I don't know if you know about the history of Mozart, and I don't want to get into the whole politics of it, but his music wasn't respected until it got into a certain genre, and it was Future. I mean, they loved it like they love Nas's music, but he wasn't considered classic greatness until down the line. And I think right now what we're seeing is Nas producing greatness and not just speaking on it, but being about it.
I second that, man. Just to look at what he's did all year, it's like, I know what you're saying, that people's not going to appreciate it, but it's like you have to know we're looking at a piece of history for hip hop culture. We maybe saw this with Master P. I'm not saying there aren't no other people that have done this, but to this level, maybe a Master P.
Correct.
You know, but then getting approved for the businesses that he's doing, and I know that's going to spin into something else, and seeing if he can make what he's doing a series. What happens if he does this next year with a different set of names and comes with a different angle? You know, the sky's the limit for what he can do, and just to see him at his age looking healthy, still being vibrant, still being able to move around in a culture, not looking sick, that he kept himself up throughout the years is a testament to his hard work, dedication to himself, his family, and the culture. So salute to Nas and everything he did this year. We like to curate underground hip hop and talk about underground hip hop. So there's a lot going on, but I want to highlight one project for a few minutes. Salute to Gully TV and P.A. Dre. If you're into underground hip hop, you can Google or YouTube who Gully TV is, and P.A. Dre, who's a great producer. He has production credits longer than a CBS receipt. But those two, P.A. Dre and Gully TV, have been collaborating over the last few years, putting together compilation albums. And it's kind of been a vehicle for underground artists, young and older, to get their music out. And the reason why I want to highlight this is something I said last year when they put out Volume 2 of Pillmatic. So I got Volume 2. They're on Volume 3. They just released Volume 3 a couple days ago. But when they put out Volume 2 last year, what I said was it was needed for underground hip hop because the DJs that we grew up on that was dropping classic mixtapes, whether you want to name Green Lantern, White Owl, DJ Thorough, Superstar J, Who Kid, they were known for putting out classic mixtapes, but that seemed to have stopped during the streaming era.
Right.
When streaming took over about, let's just say 10 years ago, it seemed like DJs just stopped collaborating with underground artists to give them a vehicle to push their music. Podcasts is cool. I'm not downplaying the people that turn into DJ/podcasters. That, and also after, rest in peace to DJ K Slay. When DJ K Slay passed in COVID, it seemed like that was it. It seemed like the door was closed.
Yeah.
And the only person in the underground that I've seen on the East Coast put out compilation albums like they were doing pre-COVID is Gully TV and P.A. Dre. I'm not saying nobody else is doing it. I'm saying that's what I see that's present.
Right.
So I had to give them their respect last year when they released Pillmatic 2, and now they're back with a third version. Before I could continue, I just want to touch on briefly the importance of what DJs mean to the culture and what they were doing pre-COVID by putting out those compilation albums. You touch on that real quick?
Oh, like when you talk about like DJ like Funk Master Flex,
anyone, like
when DJs were putting out, you talking about the compilation albums, like
mixtapes,
the mixtapes. Like when DJs were doing that, man, it was relevant and the importance of it because it kind of promoted and pushed the artists, and it helped them a lot, and it kept the streets buzzing. And, you know, because we don't want to listen to everything on the radio. That's why satellite is popular right now. Like, you know, it's to the equivalent of, to allude to what you're saying, the DJs did stop. So it's basically like, that's why, if you know, when we're moving around, satellite radio, and we're listening to DJ Who Kid, DJ Scratch, DJ Superstar J, DJ Scram Jones, they're all on like at some point while we're moving around. And I think that when we're hearing it, it's like we're hearing a mixtape. That's why we kind of gravitate towards it. And it just goes to show, like, you know, when they were doing all those compilations, man, they were breaking new artists. We knew who these guys were when they were coming out because we heard some of their material coming.
And what else outside the artists that we know? We were starting to get put onto producers and their sound.
Facts.
So that was, I'm not to cut you off, but that was another important part of the DJs releasing those compilation albums or mixtapes. They weren't just breaking artists. They were breaking producers. For example, remember when Fabulous had the soul tapes?
Yes.
So he had a popular producer on there by the name of Sonaro, I believe. Sonaro, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Sonaro. I believe he's from, I believe he's from Far Rockaway, Queens. He did some early production with Riot Squad and Stack Bundles, but he produced Body Up for Fab. So when Fab dropped the soul tape, I got not just put onto his music, but I got put onto the producer Sonaro and his sound and what he was doing. You know, and that's the same thing. Like we got, I think the producer name is Cardiac.
Yes.
Like it was at one point, like he had a run where people was like, yo, you need a Cardiac beat because we keep hearing him on all these mixtapes. So it wasn't just good for the artists. It was a lot of underground producers getting their sound heard. I'll let you go.
No, I just think that to coincide with what you're saying is it's, you know, I always went to, it's like when Meek Mill did Dream Chasers and he did it with DJ Drama. Like I love that. Like I still listen to that Dream Chasers 2. Like I look forward to that more than I look forward to his album. Not to say that his album wasn't banging, but you know, when you get the mixtape, you're getting them. Yes. There's no A&R executive, label heads, dudes in the office room telling them like, yo, this ain't gonna work, this is not gonna work, this is not gonna work. There's none of that going on. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just them. And when you hear Meek Mill's Dream Chaser with Drama, when you hear Jim Jones when he was first coming out with Drama on that Gangsta Grills before that second album, you could hear it, the hunger. There's no way Def Jam would have approved that. You get what I'm saying? There's no way E1 would have approved that or Koch would have approved that. There's no way. Like it was just raw. So by the time his album came out, we was anticipating it. You get what I'm saying? That's how Cameron, as much as, and I know Dame did a lot for him, but I'm telling you right now, when DJ K Slay did that Dipset mixtape and it was introducing Jewels and it was bringing the Dipset around and you can hear the music with Cam, there's nothing like that. They had the streets. I never forgot that. So what it is that without those compilations now, you got these artists and then you're wondering why it's not working. Because you don't have a buzz. Nobody in the street, everybody ain't listening to drill. Everybody ain't downloading and streaming. You know what I mean?
Especially our age.
Yeah, nobody's doing that, man. They want something in their hands. Going back to that. Because it's getting to a point people, it's too many, it's an overload. It's, I guess what I'm saying.
Sorry.
It's like the thing with the apps. You know, it's like, you know, all these games are on different apps. It's an overload. So the thing is, people don't want to be on all that. So they want if they can get their product from one specific source, they're gonna do it. And like I said, it's nothing like those mixtapes, man. It's nothing like that because the DJ is gonna tell you like, nah, this ain't working. But he's gonna tell you, yo, this is working. You know what I mean?
So for me, that would be the culture relevance for underground hip hop post COVID. Post the culture losing K Slay. That would be the importance of a Pillmatic is it's filling in the relevance of what we need for the underground artists. Remember, pre-COVID, me and you used to go back and forth. I used to could tell you who's the hot underground artist because such and such was dropping a mixtape and they were being featured on it.
Correct.
During that streaming pre-COVID and even during COVID, I was like, who the hell is out right now? I couldn't tell you. But now because I'm really glued in to underground hip hop, at least on the East Coast, I know there's other regions, but at least in the tri-state, you know, I'm getting a general gist of what's going on with artists, especially those that are releasing physical media. So when Gully TV teams up with P.A. Dre, they're branding themselves with this Pillmatic series.
Right.
Like, I know what I'm getting. I'm
Dropping
getting raw talent from upstate New York down to different parts of Pennsylvania. Like, one thing I like about what Gully and P.A. Dre is doing, they're not just staying in one region. They're grabbing underground artists from all different parts of the corridor. Some Jersey, some Philly, some Pittsburgh, some upstate New York. Like they've actually put in a lot of work traveling to make these compilations come about. And one thing I have to give them credit for is Pillmatic. 1 was at a certain level. Then when they went to 2, they took it up a notch.
Yeah.
And then when they went up to 3, they like it continues to elevate. And I like to see that with mixtapes or compilation albums.
Okay.
They didn't just stay in one pocket, man.
Right.
So I'm going to continue to shout them out as long as they work together. I hope they continue this brand of Pillmatic. Whatever they call it next, the next compilation album. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm on my first listen and a half. I like to listen to, you know, go through it thoroughly. 3-4 times. I'm like a good close to 2 listens all the way through, man. So I'll give you some of the gems I caught.
Okay.
One of my favorite tracks on there, so I'll highlight, and this is not a discredit to any other tracks. I'm just saying one of the tracks that stuck out to me is a track called Life, featuring Upstate Tech, Ito, Saint Brazil, and I want to say the last artist's name is China Black. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name wrong, but the track Life, the track Unfamiliar with Elegy, Rusty Jukes. I want to say the person's name is Smooth, and I can't pronounce the last name. And again, I don't want to butcher your name. My apologies. And then there's a song called Mrs. Rice featuring Big Ooh. Those were the main 3 tracks. There's a 4th one I'm going to talk about, but those were the main 3 tracks that stuck out to me. I'm going to tell you why. First, Life. When I listen to that, well produced, but it sounds like a single. Remember those mixtapes that we just briefly went through, whether it was a Who Kid or Drama?
Yeah.
There was always a single on one of those that we was like, yo, that they shot the video to. When I listened to Life, produced by P.A. Dre on Pillmatic 3, which had Upstate Tech, Ito, Saint Brazil, and them, I immediately said, this could be the single to the Pillmatic Part 3. Hopefully they shoot a video to it, which I'm going to talk about at the end of this. Hopefully they shoot a video, but that could be like the single to the Pillmatic. It was just a well put together record. Unfamiliar, got Brooklyn Greats in it, Elegy, Rusty Jukes, and they're just going at it. They just bar heavy, just talking reckless, but I like, you know, so that was dope. The last one I named, Mrs. Rice by Big Ooh. I see, this is why I like these compilation albums. I never heard of Big Ooh before. I don't know where he's from, but listening to that Pillmatic series, now I'm a fan. I just like the way he vividly told the story, where he mentioned about it. I think he said in the album, in 2 weeks his sister gets married and he can't wait to throw rice at her wedding. Just the way he was pinning his bars, telling the story. I was like, yo, this is a dope story. I like the way Big Ooh told that story on Mrs. Rice. Memorable bars. I got to give that one to Zip with the Drip. So there's a record on there.
Zip with the Drip.
Yeah, you know Zip with the Drip. Let's get to that. But Zip with the Drip is featured on Pillmatic 3. And what stuck out to me, there's like this soul sample that P.A. Dre used. And I won't sample snitch, because he actually told me the sample he used. I won't sample snitch, but it's such a soulful sample that he looped in a record. And Zip with the Drip is spazzing on it. That's another part of these mixtapes. There's always one record where there's an artist going off this spitting bars. Zip with the Drip is that to Pillmatic 3. Like, he's just going off for a good 2 minutes. This getting crazy with it. And I thought that was the bar. That was the record that you say, yo, that artist right there got bars.
Right.
So I want to say the record. Let me pull up the record real quick. I want to get the record right. Zip Code. The name of the record is Zip Code featuring Zip with the Drip. Just the way he's gliding over that soulful sample, I was like, I even got a bar he spit. And please forgive me, I'm a civilian. I can't talk crazy like these artists talk. But he said, I'm like a quarter of deuce in one Philly. I bop like a ninja that just got popped in his Achilles. And just the way he pits that, just the way he said it in his voice, I can't say it like Zip with the Drip. But when he's spazzing over this soulful record and he said, I'm like a quarter a deuce and one Philly. I bop like I just got popped in the Achilles. I bop like a ninja that just got popped in the Achilles. Mm-hmm. I'm in work listening to this record. Living my civilian lifestyle at the cubicle. When he said that, I almost threw my whole cell phone against. I had to catch myself like, I can't throw that against the cubicle because then they're going to be like, yo, you need to go.
I know.
You need to log out and go home. That was one of them records. That was one of them bars that had me like, I'm not a civilian no more. But nah, shout out to P.A. Dre. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Gully TV and what they're doing, branding themselves when they team up and do music. Because I'll keep saying it, that's the void that was missing in hip hop after K Slay. Mm-hmm. I know there are DJs doing other things, like they're on satellite radio. There's other DJs doing podcasts, but we still have a space for people to put on underground artists. VA putting together mixtapes and compilation albums. Mm-hmm. And my God, part 3 of Pillmatic is dope. They got Shaheem on there, the Rugged Child. Yeah.
Okay.
So like there's artists that we grew up on that he's not reintroducing because they're already out, but putting their music out on his platform. Yeah. And that got to be appreciated, man. Right. So
because ain't nobody else doing it.
Who else?
Nobody else taking that chance. But yet they wondering why. They like, yo, hip hop is dead. No, it's just your time to take it over. Mm-hmm. If you don't want it, all those years you spend in the industry and you can't figure out how to put out music, I don't understand that. And now is the time. Because now we're not worried about whose label you on and where you coming. It's now about
independence game.
Yeah.
So I just want to give a little feedback to the Pillmatic series of what I think that can make it better. And I'll give an example. Mm-hmm. So I was fortunate enough on my platform to interview Diamond D. And we talked about his album, The Dame Piece, Part 3. I got the record. And one thing that stood out to me wasn't just the dope people he had on this compilation album. Mm-hmm. That was part of it. Like, it was a well put together, produced album. And then the artists he got to collaborate made it even better. What made it better was he actually got in the field and was making sure these songs had visuals to them. Mm-hmm. Like Diamond D is up in age, and he was like, "Nah, we need music videos to these songs."
I was gonna say, what about Gully? Does he?
That's what I'm getting.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna let me quiet. Yeah,
that's my honest feedback that I think that can take the Pillmatic to the next level. You guys have songs on here that sound like singles that I believe if you shot music videos to, whether the artist did them and submitted them to you guys, or whether you guys got the cameraman and shot the videos, some of these tracks need videos to them. So as a fan, that's my feedback to that I think that can take the Pillmatic to the next level. Mm-hmm. You have songs on Volume 2. I want to say Make a Stack sounded like a club record on Volume 2. Mm-hmm. That record in 2010 would have got somebody a deal. I believe I said that in an interview. You got singles on Pillmatic 3 that need some life, at least visually life. Mm-hmm. And I believe if you guys did that, or the artist did that, mm-hmm. it will take it to the next level. So please, artists, whoever's working with Gully TV, P.A. Dre, on these Pillmatic series, collaborate with them guys and figure out how y'all can team up and shoot music videos and bring those records to life. Because a fan of hip hop, for me, I got to see them visuals.
Yeah.
I put the visuals behind it, like my man Diamond D did with the Dame Piece. I'm telling you, it's just going to make it that much more better.
Right.
So salute the Gully TV, salute the P.A. Dre, salute to the Pillmatic, man. They running a high power offense over there. And Zip with the drip. You almost got me fired from my job because I was about to throw my phone the way he was spazzing over that soulful beat. I'm a quarter deuce and one Philly. I bop like a ninja that got shot and then killed. You a wild boy for that. Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question about that? No, I wanted to make a statement. You said Diamond D did videos for his
lot.
You did?
A lot of videos.
I'm gonna check them out.
On his YouTube page, if you go on his YouTube page, for the majority of songs on the Dame Piece 3, and I think he's working on a third album called The Tria. Mm-hmm. a lot of those songs. Let me pick up the record again. TSNY featuring Gorilla Nims, Prayer, Saigon, and Tons. He shot a song to that.
Pillmatic. He's another guy that never got his shot.
My DJ Spits Better Than Yours, featuring Kid Capri, DJ Doo-Wop, and Infamous. He shot a video to that. Casket Fresh with Chip Fool, PD Crack. He shot a video to that. Like a lot of tracks on this album, he shot music videos to. I want to say almost all of them.
Okay.
Diamond D, who's up in age, who might be close to 60, was making sure visuals got shot. That was why I was like, yo, Gully, the way y'all doing it with the Pillmatic, how ill it is. If you shot videos for at least 2 of them joints.
Yeah. What's I want to say this real quick, and I know we got to move on because we're out of time.
Yeah.
Diamond D, and we've talked about this before. His first album, Stunt Blunts and Hip Hop, I'm not sure if it's a 5 mic. I will say it's about 4.5, but that was his first album, and that never got any credibility the way it should have, because it was on a low budget label and it wasn't really pushed the right way. And at that time back then, if I remember correctly, it was on Chrysler, which, I mean, who's Chrysler? They ain't never had nothing big. So to be honest with you, man, that he never got. Yeah, he had classics on that album. I never forgot that. But that's a story for another day. I just wanted to let Diamond D know we know about your catalog, brother. Even the writing, the production, the Fuji score, the DITC. There's a whole big story behind Diamond D that nobody's touched. Maybe you don't want to talk about. I don't know. That's his personal business, but he's a legend in the game.
I'm more impressed with what he's doing to continue in 2025.
I'm just basically saying he was already a legend.
Definitely.
But I think he's just not well respected. His story's not being told, and I don't know why that is, but that's just my opinion. But go ahead.
Definitely, man. So we'll end off, like I said, salute to Gully TV and PA Dre. What you guys doing with Pillmatic, the way you're branding yourself. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
The way you guys have branded yourself is definitely a fresh breath for this underground post-COVID. And I said it before, I say it again. I just hope you guys keep it up, man. Salute to y'all.
Salute. I wanted to say, isn't Ransom's album out with Premiere?
Yeah.
It's coming.
I ordered it, DJ Premier. I know you run the website.
I was about to say.
Hopefully I get my vinyl soon. It's been about 4 weeks.
Okay.
You done threw me the alley.
Because okay.
DJ Premier, I ordered the green variant of the vinyl from your premiervinyls.com.
Okay.
And it says, if you don't get it in time, you got to email the merchant. I know you're busy producing all this greatness, but if you somehow see this podcast or clip, I'll send you my order number. I need my vinyl. Salute to you. But I need that piece, man. I need my artwork.
Hey.
Salute.
I just wanted to say real quick, because I heard it once again on Sirius Radio. I heard a Ransom track, and I was like, I don't remember this on him and the Dave East album. And I was like listening to it, and I was like, yo, this is.
He got another album with somebody else, with Conductor.
When we come back, I'm gonna get the DJ's name, but he's usually on Channel 45 on Sirius, and he plays like a lot of the bangers, especially during lunch when I'm out and about. He's always playing the bangers. And salute to all the DJs on Sirius, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't even know some of the new music that's dropping now. Trust me, if you're not hearing it, I'm telling you, you're doing a great job, because a lot in the streets, we're listening. Trust me when I tell you. So go continue.
No, that was
just want
it.
to put that out there. Yeah.
Definitely. So we're going to transition into some hip hop. Into some sports. We got a couple sports topics for this next half of the pod.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about Mike Tomlin and the Steelers. And then we got a few other topics before we wrap up. Okay. So I'm going to throw you the alley and let you lead on this. Okay. So the big story is now that after Sunday's game, when the Steelers lost. My Pittsburgh Steelers. Did you watch that game? Yeah, and discuss. And I had to go to work, and all my coworkers are Buffalo Bills fans, so I had to hear it from the coworkers. When they lost to Buffalo, and Buffalo kept running the same play over and over down their face again, right? The point I'm making is they lost, and they lost bad. It wasn't even.
I don't even think it mattered whether it was close or not. But clearly, for the first time, the fans are like being very boisterous. It was like whispers, but now it's becoming loud.
Can we get straight to the point without the bullshit?
Go ahead. Yeah,
is it time to get Mike Tomlin up out of here?
Yeah. It's what I say. Yeah, I don't think nothing's going to change. And I'm not saying, go ahead. You want to lead in this or do you want to?
Not lead. I just want to go back and forth with you.
What I want to say, what I do want to get out is that I don't think this is all his fault.
Nope.
I think that
ownership.
Right.
With y'all Band-Aid jobs.
Specifically that general manager.
I'm the Steelers fan. Yeah, fucking Band-Aid jobs. Oh, let's get this 41-year-old quarterback and not develop a quarterback. Azar, can you tell me, can we talk about this? Did I not call you when I used to live in Long Island years ago when Ben Roethlisberger was healthy? Hey, what did I say? I said he's on the second half of his career. What do Pittsburgh need to do?
They need to start looking for a quarterback, the future of their franchise.
How long ago was I saying this?
That was like 5-8 years ago.
When Ben was healthy, I said they need to get a quarterback to start developing. So when he retires, if that quarterback doesn't work, then you get another one and develop him.
Right, and you get a go-between. And they didn't do it.
You stick by Kenny Pickett. Nope. We got these Band-Aid jobs, but go ahead.
And you know what was crazy about the situation? Let me say this. And then I'm hearing Roethlisberger. Now, you threw me out. Yeah. He was on this, I don't know, podcast, wherever he's on. He was like, well, first of all, nobody's going to know Penn State, man. I don't even know why he even brought that up. Second of all, you're the reason why. Remember when
that last contract?
I think when they were going to draft Pickett, and maybe even before that, Ben was like, I don't know why they would draft a future quarterback. I'm not okay with that. And now you're
38 years old.
And you were the cause of it. Nobody don't care about it.
They stuck to you to the very, very end.
And you were over the hill.
2 seasons over the hill.
You were over the hill.
Instead of saying, let's get a quarterback to learn under you for 2 seasons.
Let me give you 2 flip sides because I know we're on a time limit. So this is my thing. Do I think Tomlin needs to go? Yes, but not for the reason. Not for the reason for everybody's thinking. They're saying, "Well, he needs to go." It's just time. It's time because the general manager, who you can blame Rooney, but if I was Rooney, I would be going to Omar Khan. I wouldn't be looking at Tomlin. I'd be like, "You need to explain to me because even if Aaron Rodgers, even if he plays next year, you still ain't got a guy."
He's 41, going on 42 with an Achilles injury.
He went 42.
Okay, so he's 42 with an Achilles injury, a recent Achilles injury,
a wrist injury.
No, before that, I'm talking about the 2 years before.
Oh, yeah, yes.
2 years before he had an Achilles injury. He's 42, and you don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
That you've been developing over 2 years, learning under him or before, because we had these patch jobs. Who's the black kid last season?
Oh, Russell Wilson?
No, before him, even a year before that.
Justin Fields.
Yeah, Justin Fields. The Justin Fields patch job. Then the Russell Wilson patch job. And now we got a 41-year-old, 42-year-old. So even if you play after that, then what's next? Now, here's the flip side, not the flip side. Here is who's outside of us fans that are suffering. Here's the one person I feel sorry for because he's in his prime, but he's on the back end of his prime. The defensive player, TJ Watt. We're wasting his time. We have one of the best defensive players on our team who's 31 years old. He's still young, but in football years, a 31-year-old that's taking those hits, you're on the back end of your athletic prime. What do you tell a TJ? How do you sell that to a TJ Watt? Help me out.
We paid you. That's something.
Okay. But in terms of you winning and taking your legacy to the next level, you got paid. Cool. How do you sell them? After Aaron Rodgers, we're going to be rebuilding for another 2 or 3 seasons, and you're probably going to be 34 or 35.
Let me say this: if Tomlin goes to respond to that, and you're right, you're 1,000% right. If Tomlin goes, they need to just blow up the team, and rebuild.
Let everybody go.
Because this is the thing. And I heard Kimberly Martin say something the other day, and I didn't really agree with it. She said, well, the Steelers went all in. They went all in because they got Aaron Rodgers?
That's all in?
That's not all in.
Who said that?
Kimberly Martin from ESPN, from the First Take crew in NFL.
Said Pittsburgh, and I've been in Pittsburgh since 1993.
Yep.
Before Cordell Stewart.
Before Cordell Stewart. Yeah, before it was cool to be a Steelers man, yeah.
I think the quarterback name was Neil McDonald or Neil O'Donnell. That's when I was a Steelers fan.
Right.
That's not all in.
Right.
develop, as you said it with your team, because you rant about your team, the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
You got to develop a quarterback, then got to have the line, then you need some weapons.
Right.
And then you go from there year after year to start building. Now, let's get a washed up receiver. Or who's the running backs?
I forgot his name.
Whatever.
I don't know. But let me say this. Now, can I give the flip side of this? There's two angles to look at this. I'm sorry, T.
Then we'll go to the next topic.
All right. I want to make this one point, and we're going to visit this on the next podcast. I will say this. It's a mess in Pittsburgh. Y'all went in. Now, if the Steelers make the playoffs, once again, it's a great accomplishment by Tomlin.
do?
Right?
Got to win a game.
If they win a game, they got to draft a guy and stick with him. You got to draft. They talk about Kenny Pickett wasn't ready. It was his first year. What did you think was going to happen? You thought he was going to take you to the Super Bowl? They was like, Roethlisberger did that. He had an all-around veteran team, man.
A veteran team, but you had one of the baddest defenses.
Jerome
Troy Polamalu.
And you had Jerome Bettis in the back. Come on, man. Like, you ain't got that now. So let me just say this.
And then can I go?
Go ahead. No,
They were supposed to win. People forget they were supposed to win the next year, but he got in that motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
You forgot where he knocked himself out and then suspended and stayed out because, not suspended, but they were going to run that back the next year, but Ben messed that up.
I will say this. If Tomlin does get released, he'll have a job in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, and guess what that owner's going to do?
Right.
They're going to really go all in.
Yeah, they're going to get behind them.
So then that's going to go to your point where the Rooneys are going to have to look at Khan and say, explain this shit to me.
Get your ass up out of here. You need to go.
So if he goes, your ass is going, Khan.
Yep. He needs to go. That's all I'm going to say. We'll revisit this, but I will say this. Like I said, it is not Tomlin's fault. And let me also say this. They keep patching up with quarterbacks. It's but so many times you can keep doing it. Somebody has to go.
All right,
it's just time.
I want to jump into the next topic that I'm going to let you lead the way on. You was talking about Grambling in Ohio State.
Correct. So we've been covering sports. And remember, we talk, and let me just say this. Unlike other podcasts, I'm going to keep saying it again, and I approve this message. We are actually out there in the field. We actually doing the work and going to the games. We're not just sitting watching TV with our four little corners on the YouTube TV watching it. We're actually on the sideline at the games. So what I saw was Ohio State playing Grambling. This is the beginning of the year. This is how far back this is because we got to play catch up. And Ohio State's playing the HBCU team. They beat Grambling 70-0.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you know what the highlights of the game was? The highlights of the game was the band and the dancers for Grambling. Do you not have any self-respect? And God knows, trust me, I get it. I guess this is one of them segments where, Mag Dog me on first taking what are you mad about? This is what I'm pissed off about. So you took, and I get it, they probably cut you a nice check, brought your band up there, say, yo, do this. And
can I just jump in?
No, go ahead. Yeah.
So I'm going to be the antagonist of this conversation.
Go ahead, dude.
HBCU Twitter is going to get on us saying, well, guys, this was a good look for HBCU culture, bringing Grambling State to play Ohio. To that, what do you say?
BS. That's BS.
You don't think it was a good look for Grambling?
No. Why? You got beat 70-0. And Dion talked about this, but I'm not going to get into that spill. Why would you bring those kids up there? And the highlight you got is the dancers in the band? How coonish does that sound? How coonish? They cut you a check to come up there to make y'all look crazy, and the highlight you got is the band and the dancers. That's all you got. Really?
So there's a second follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
Did Grambling getting spanked like that hurt HBCUs and this conversation that we're going to go into them with them moving up to FBS and then moving up within the Division I? Does this make HBCUs look bad in that light?
1,000%, yes. And like I said, I get it. Ohio State probably cut them a nice check. There ain't no money in the world that made me had them kids out there getting beat like that. And I think Dion has said that's why he never scheduled Jackson State to play against a division opponent like that. Yeah. He said, you're breaking these kids. He said, you're breaking these kids' confidence. You're hoping that they don't get hurt in the game. And you got them playing. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And I think what was bothering me about it, now I could be wrong, and like you said, they're going to come for us. I don't care. Whatever. The point I'm making is that why would you put them on that stage and the only thing you got is the dancers and the band? marching out. You don't have a highlight. You don't have a touchdown. You don't have a field goal. There is nothing you got from that. How dare you even show it? Do you know how crazy that looks? There's I think his name is Nafiri Muhammad. If I'm saying your name wrong, brother, please, I apologize. But he said, and I'm going to put in a PG-13 where he said, there's a famous quote, ninja dance, ninja jump, and ninja play, and ninja sing, right? That's what they were doing. You look bad out there. That is embarrassing. Why would you do that? Stop taking those games. And to be honest with you, it goes on a bigger picture. Remember what I talked about all the way back when we first started this? What's the first thing I said? I said, I don't understand how we've never had a school that's been up in that conference. They said, well, we on our own plane. No, we not. No, we not. Because I remember, and salute to Hampton and NCAT and Tennessee State that have moved up at least one, even on the same level, but they've come up.
The Sun Belt Conference and the CAA.
And the CAA. And I think it's Ohio Valley, but
okay.
Whoever go. Point I'm making is that why would you go up there and go play it? No, I'm not going up there. And it just goes loose to my point. Whoever's running this is running it wrong. They're running it wrong. Why? Do not go back up there, man. I wouldn't take no check from them. I mean, is it that bad? Really? Y'all not getting money that bad? Maybe if you wasn't so busy.
Maybe if they do what you suggested last year and create a super conference.
Correct.
With the MEAC. Am I saying it right? Because
MEAC, yeah, I know.
I don't want to butcher it and then get killed.
Yeah, I know. I got killed
pretty
for that,
much,
yeah.
But the two conferences, combine the conferences and then build from there up.
Yeah.
That's what you suggested about 2 years ago, and people thought you was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, the SWAC and the MEAC don't need to combine conferences. They're fine on their own. We got Jackson State, and now the lights are slowly going back off.
I don't hear anything. Hear anything.
Salute to Deshaun Jackson. I want to highlight him because we haven't talked.
I'm going to piggyback right off.
He did a great job in his first year. They lost in the championship game to South Carolina, but Deshaun Jackson did a great job coaching. I'll throw it to you.
To piggyback off that, I don't understand how Delaware State didn't get in the FCS playoffs. Because I know the Ivy League just joined. And it was weird because last year, I think one of the schools got in the FCS playoffs, but this year they didn't. And I was looking like, why isn't any of the HBCUs in there? You mean to tell me, I know South Carolina State's playing the Celebration Bowl.
Yes.
And I know they're waiting for the SWAC championship. If I'm not mistaken, and I think I screenshotted it, because Prairie View, I'm sorry, cuz. The point I'm making is that the lights are going off. But if I'm not mistaken, Alabama, I think Jackson State and Prairie View are going for it. How come Alabama State's not in the FCS playoffs? They just as good as Yellow Harvard. New Hampshire got in, and I don't know how we all know why they got in because Mom have dropped the ball, and that's another conversation we'll have next podcast.
Yeah, through that game.
I know that's another conversation. But the point I'm making is that to circle all back around, I was irritated by that. I don't understand why you even take them up there, and you're happy because you had the band up there with the dancers. If that's not a minstrel show, I don't know what is. What are you doing? What are you doing? Salute to Grambling because they finished the season 7-5, and they I think they lost the game to Southern, which was a 1-win team, but that's another conversation for another day. That's whatever. That's like the Bears playing the Packers. You guys play each other so much it don't matter the records. Point I'm making is why would you allow yourself to be put in that position? Y'all know better. And then another thing, in which we'll talk about another time, I don't understand how Delaware State didn't get in the playoffs. Because I saw some teams that made that bracket, and I'm like, what the hell is that? It reminds me of when Rhode Island, that one year where Johnny and all them was on that team, and they won, and it was politics. Now when I found out what I found out, and I'll never give up my sources, it was politics. They didn't make it. And they were way better than the teams that made it out of their conference. So the point I'm making is I don't understand it, but y'all got to do something. Them lights are going off. Shouts out to HBCU Game Day, who's the only ones that do anything. But other than once Dion left, look, do you hear anything? I might see things on College Game Day, but that's about it. I don't ever see nobody.
Basketball teams do better because you can, if you win your conference, you get a bid to the tournament.
Yeah.
But for football, And I had to throw that in there just in case somebody's on YouTube. Well, we got basketball teams. We understand we're not talking about basketball. This is a football conversation. In basketball, you win your conference, you go to the tourney. In football, you can win your conference, you can win a Celebration Bowl, and that's it for HBCUs.
That's it. That's as far as you're going to go. There's no playoffs, no national championship, nothing. I don't know why. I keep saying this. Why the NCAA is playing games. They playing right in your face. How is there not a HBCU in a major conference? Please explain that to me. You ain't even got to be in the Power 5. Let's just get to the Sun Belt. Let's just get to the where did Delaware went to Sun Belt. Let's get to the MAC, the MAC.
What about what UConn did?
Go independent. And just say, yo, we up here now. I don't understand what's going on, but the NCAA is playing right in your face. I want to keep dealing with it, whatever. But I just want to allude to one more thing, man. The lights are going off. And let me also say this, and we're going to change that. I'm not even going to get the blueprint away. But let me just throw a nugget out there. All those podcasts, so-called black-owned power, we all about our culture. You know, do you ever see any HBCU coaches on those podcasts? Do you see any HBU players on that podcast? I guarantee we're going to name a lot of players from both conferences next time, because we're going to have an end-of-the-year football. You know, we'll do what we're going to do. I don't really see any of those guys on there. You're flying all those entertainers and everything out, and you mean to tell me as the prequel, you can't do that? Just help me understand, please. Nobody can answer me that. Everybody that has a podcast that's in a powered network, and it ain't just that one person. There's more other people. Mm-hmm. I ain't never seen them do nothing. They ain't never interviewed nobody. Ain't never been on no podcast. Ain't no nothing. Nothing.
Which contributes to the lights slowly going off.
So it just keeps telling me you playing in our face, and it keeps telling me before those entertainers, they're paid and bought for. But that's another conversation for another day. I just wanted to allude to the point of what I saw with Grambling, Ohio State. That was horrific. That is embarrassing. Whoever scheduled that should be ashamed of themselves. Go ahead, though.
Well, we're going to touch on the last topic before we close out, which is the Chris Paul dilemma with the great Los Angeles Clippers, the basement team of the Lakers. And I'm about to get on your ass, pause, because how do we justify this? Like, I'm going to let you go again. I'm going to throw you the alley-oop. I know you said you was watching First Take. Yeah. When you heard the news about Chris Paul being sent home and possibly, we don't know if he's being waived or what.
Yeah, it's not nothing.
We don't know if he's going to get brought back to the team, but Chris Paul being sent off after he told them he's retiring at the end of the year. What are your thoughts on this?
It looks bad all around for the Clippers. And it's another chapter in a dysfunctional franchise.
We're gonna talk about
that's having problems.
These last 10 minutes.
I don't know what Ballmer was thinking. He went all out for Kawhi Leonard, right?
You mean the person that we found out that they snuck some LLC to hide money for him to cut trees and have an extra $60 million, and he misses 40 games a year.
He's making
a fucking tree cutting LLC. That's what y'all were doing. A tree cutting LLC to Kawhi Leonard. But this person who brought the culture to Lob City, people forget about Lob City when they were actually winning. They didn't win the championship, but there was a culture being built with Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan, and what they did for that city and that franchise. Yeah. But you give all the fucking money to the tree cutting LLC, Kawhi Leonard, who misses 40 games a season. And we're not going to talk about y'all trading away SGA for fucking Paul George.
They gave her like 4 picks for him.
First round picks and players. And he won an MVP, a championship, and he's in a lead to win MVP again. That's what the Clippers are known for. Money to a tree cutting LLC and losing SGA, the best player in the NBA.
Wasn't Lawrence Frank the GM for that?
Don't give a fuck who it is. You don't even need to be named after that type of blunder. But go ahead.
I don't understand. And reports were saying that Chris Paul was coming in there and he was kind of being the same guy he's always been. You know, he's hard on the players. He was giving criticism.
Bringing a culture as a veteran.
Yeah, and they can't deal with it. They couldn't deal with it. So they said
you can't. Are you looking? I'm sorry.
No, go
ahead.
Are
you looking around the league? I'm gonna say this right now. Y'all are pushing out veterans like Chris Paul, but not looking around the league when we got Ja Morant and fucking freaky Zeke Zion Williams.
Oh God,
Williamson, whatever his last name is.
Jesus,
who's injured once again? Who looked like he's going to be out for half the season. With him, and these were supposed to be the faces of the league. They're only 25 years old, but the faces of the league that got drafted in 2020 are failing. So much so that we're looking at these young 19 and 20-year-olds like Wemby and so forth saying, all right, guys, your development is like y'all 3 years ahead. Y'all going to be the faces of the league because Ja, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. And we know Zion Williamson and Mariah Mills and his eating habits and him not getting healthy.
Ain't he injured again?
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But the point I'm making is y'all are sending a message to the league that veterans don't matter. That's where I was, giving y'all context. Because Chris Paul, what other veterans are there of his caliber? I know you're not going to tell me James Harden because he's not a vocal leader.
No, he's not.
Kevin Durant is about to he's up there, but he's about to retire. But those are who we have left. You got LeBron James, who's the GOAT. You got Stephen Curry, but that's it. Once you start pushing out the Chris Pauls and saying the Chris Pauls don't matter because he's speaking his mind to the players and the coaches. I'm sorry, what have y'all won, Clippers? What culture have y'all built outside of Pitt and money and a backwards LLC to fund Kawhi Leonard and his uncle?
I don't know why Bomber. I mean, is it because of the money? Like, just let it go. Just blow up the team, man. It's bad.
It's bigger than blowing up the team. What message are you sending as an organization to tell Chris Paul you can't retire with a Clippers jersey on? The one player. I'm sorry. I ain't looking forward to retiring Kawhi Leonard's jersey number. I ain't looking to retire Chris Paul or James Harden. I'm looking to retire Chris Paul's number for what he did for Lob City.
Yeah.
You telling him he can't retire with a Clippers jersey? Revoke their damn franchise, man.
Facts. It is bad. I think that let me just say this. I think that with Chris Paul, like it needs to. We need to like start being honest.
That is the last real point. Him and Russell Westbrook are the last real point guards.
And they just don't. They keep banking on Kawhi Leonard. And you know what's even more crazy about Kawhi Leonard? Remember he was gonna take his ass over there to go play in the Olympics.
You know how crazy that was gonna look.
Yeah, man. And Lawrence Frank don't know what he's doing because he traded. It was reports that he made those trades, those picks. I don't know how the owner. It's just like what you talked about with the Steelers. I don't know how the owner doesn't go into the GM and look at him like, "What the hell are you doing? What are you doing?" It's just like what we just talked about with Khan. How does Rooney not go to Khan and say, "How did you put him in this situation? Look at us. We don't have no quarterback." If Rodgers, and they said, well, Mason Rudolph's there. Yes, but only for a bridge guy. For a bridge guy.
Oh, my God.
So it's the same thing with the Clippers.
The person that called Myles Garrett the hard ER.
Yeah.
I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I wanted him going when he called Myles Garrett out of his name.
Yeah.
Salute to Myles Garrett for smacking him in the head with a helmet on live TV.
Facts.
Do it again every single time. We stand behind you, even as a Steelers fan.
Yeah.
That Miles, whatever the fuck his name is, get him the fuck up out of here.
Yeah. So it's hard to follow up with
Mason
that.
Rudolph.
Yo, it's the same
Get him
thing.
the fuck off my team. I'm glad Myles Garrett smacked you in the head with a helmet. Thank you for bringing that memory back up as a Steelers fan.
I dug a wound.
Salute to Myles Garrett for smacking him in the head with a helmet. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say
that's our backup quarterback.
Yeah.
The person that Myles Garrett mollywopped upside the head for calling him the N-word.
So to say that is just like with Ballmer, how you not going to Frank and saying, look, we got to get our draft picks back. We got to clean house. But to deal with Chris Paul the way you're dealing with him, you know you're wrong. You could have did this when you got back. You could have just said he's not playing on this road trip and you didn't have to send him home. You could have secretly did it. Y'all did it and made it a press release and statement, had the GM come out and say something. Now they're going to say, oh, well, the Clippers won last night. That don't mean nothing, man. They lost like the last 5. And I don't even think he was playing like that. So I just don't know where he's going with it. And Ballmer built this new arena. You might as well just build there's new players coming. Let them go. Let this go. Whatever you're trying to hold on over here,
the next
let them
draft
go.
classes are loaded.
Yeah, just let it go,
A lot of
man.
teams
Just
in
build.
the NBA need to start over. The Clippers are one of them.
Can I say something real quick? As a side note, I'm very disappointed. You talked about how you feel like you're wasting TJ Watt. I feel like the Falcons are wasting BJ Robinson's talent. And I will talk about that next podcast, but they better do something because they are wasting this kid's talent. This is a young man that's in his prime, and they keep wasting it with a quarterback that can't even stand in a huddle because he's got bad knees. And I'm not talking about Kirk Cousins. I'm talking about the draft pick.
Yeah, I know.
And then
they should have saw that coming. But
and then you're wasting him because now you know we got a defense. Which is a side note. They got the defensive coordinator was Jeff Ulrich, which was blowing leads with the Jets with Aaron Rodgers. Why in God's name would Raheem Morris let that man in that building as a defensive coordinator? But that's the story for another day. But to back up to Ballmer, to go back to that, he's got a clean house. Just let it go. I don't know what's wrong with these owners. Let it go. Let it go. You got enough money. You're not going to be in a poorhouse. Let it go. Just let it go. It's not going to work. It's not. You're sending Chris Paul home. Kawhi Leonard can't play nothing more than 20 games. You done gave him all this money, and now you're feeling. They got you. Just take the L. They got you. They got you for some money, and you got to take the loss.
The hooker took the money and ran out the house.
Yep,
and
got you.
You ain't finished.
You got to take the loss.
You ain't finished. Pause.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That sounded crazy. That sounded crazy.
It's like the girl that. It's like okay.
Hold up.
Let me put it a better way.
That sounded wild crazy, man. Yeah. Put a pause on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you didn't get off. We get it.
It's just like the girl that wants you for your money. When you find out, you got to take the L.
Yeah.
Just take the L, man. Or she cheated on you. Don't wild out. Let karma deal with it. Just take the L. Trust me.
But yeah, man, we're going to wrap this podcast up. This was a shorter podcast. We're going to come back. We're not going to disappear for a few months.
Nah. We're
going to come back and follow up with this. But shout out to everybody rocking with the podcast, whether it's one person, 10 people, 100, whatever. We appreciate any viewers or any supporters.
Facts.
The people that's tuned in, you rocking with the Enveonline Podcast. Signing out, son of a Jones.
Azar Johnson.
Salute. Rest in peace to Chairman Fred Hampton Sr.
Facts. 1.